I'm Darren Alf from BicycleTouringPro.com, and I'm in Poland right now, but I'm getting ready to fly my bicycle to France for the next leg of my bicycle touring adventures here in Europe. Now, flying with a bicycle is probably one of the most difficult things that you will ever have to do on a long-distance bicycle tour. And I should know this because since 2001, I have been traveling around the world with my bicycle, and since that time, I've probably flown with my bike on about 100 different flights. Honestly, I can tell you that flying with a bicycle is probably one of my least favorite things to do in the entire world. But it is something that you have to learn how to do, especially if you're planning to travel in foreign countries or bike around the world. So the first thing you need to know about flying with your bicycle is that airlines have different rules regarding bicycles. Every airline has different rules, and some airlines have multiple rules depending on the route that you're planning to take with your bike. Some airlines, for example, allow you to simply roll the bicycle on board the airplane. Other airlines allow you to fly with the bike inside of a plastic bag. Other airlines will require you to box up your bike inside a cardboard box like you see here behind me. And other airlines will only fly your bicycle if it folds down into a smaller, like suitcase-sized box. So there are a whole bunch of different rules about flying with your bike, and you need to do a lot of research before you purchase your ticket to make sure that the airline that you're traveling with allows bicycles, and you're also going to want to look into how much they are going to charge you for flying with your bike. Some airlines don't charge anything depending on your route. Other airlines will charge hundreds or even thousands of dollars to fly with your bicycle. So I have done my research on the airline that I'm traveling with coming up here, and I'll tell you about that right now. So first of all, I am flying from Poznan, Poland to Lyon, France, or Lyon, France. I'm not sure how you say the name of the city. Lyon, France. And I am flying with Lufthansa. Now, Lufthansa has a policy that I can, in fact, fly with my bicycle on this airplane, and the charge is about $80 US. So that's not too bad, actually, for a lot of airlines out there today. So 80 bucks is pretty good. So flying with my bike with Lufthansa from Poland to France is not a problem. However, once I arrive in France, I am going to have to travel on a train from Lyon, France, down to the city of Avignon. And this particular train does not allow bicycles. Ugh. And there was no other way for me to easily get from Lyon down to Avignon with my bike. There were no buses that allowed bicycles, and it's too far to Uber or take a taxi or something like that. So this particular train company that I'm planning to travel with, they don't allow bicycles. However, they do allow folding bicycles. So if you can fold up your bicycle really small, they will allow you to take that on the train. So in order for me to get to France with my bicycle, I need to pack up my bicycle in a very small box, not a full-size bike box like this one that you see behind me, but a box that's about half this size, or about as big as the wheel on this bicycle. Now, lucky for me, I have a very specialized touring bicycle. This is a Co-Motion Cycles Siskiyou touring bicycle that's equipped with what's known as an S&S coupler, or two S&S couplers, which allows me to split the frame of the bicycle in half and fold the bike down into a very small size. So what I'm going to do today in order to get to France is I'm going to take my bicycle apart and fit it inside one of these cardboard bike boxes behind me. But because I'm not allowed to travel on this train coming up with a full-size bike box, I need to cut this bike box like in half and then fit the bicycle inside half of this bike box. So I'm essentially going to be taking this bicycle all the way apart and then modifying this cardboard bike box that I got from my local bike shop for free here in Poland, and modifying it into a very small travel-friendly bike box that will allow me to take my bicycle not only on the airplane from Poland to France, but also on the train from Lyon to Avignon, France, once I arrive in France for the start of my bike tour. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bicycle all the way apart. I'm going to take the wheels off, the pedals off, the fenders off, the racks off, the handlebars off, the saddle off, everything completely off the bike, split the bike in half with the use of those S&S couplers, and then lay the bicycle down inside one of these cardboard bike boxes. Once I've done that, I can then cut the box to the shape of the bicycle inside and make a custom cardboard box for my flight to France. So I've got the bicycle inside the box now, and what I want to do is cut down the size of the box so that it fits just here to the edge of the bicycle wheel. So I've made a measurement, I made a line down here, which is where I'm going to fold the box, but then over here is where I'm going to cut the box so that this flap here can fold over here and form the back side of the box once I cut it here. So I'm going to cut down this line all the way around this side of the box, and then cut and remove this rear half of the box, glue these two flaps together, and I'll have a finished bike box. So you can see how the boxes kind of come together. I'm going to glue this shut and wait for that to dry, tape it shut, wait for it to dry, and then the bicycle will fold into here. I'll just slide it in and then close the lid of the box, tape it all shut, and it'll be good to go. Okay, so here is my bike box, and as you can see, it is significantly smaller than the bike box that we started with. Lufthansa, the airline that I'm using to fly to France, has no problem with a big bicycle box, so they aren't going to have any problem with this much smaller bike box either. But the train that I'm taking once I get to France does require that I have a folding bicycle in some kind of box or bag. So hopefully this is small enough for them. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay the bike box down on its side, and I'm simply going to slide the bicycle and all of the parts and pieces like the fenders, racks, saddle, etc. inside the box. Once I have it all kind of configured in there, it's a bit of a puzzle to get it all in, but once I have it in, then I'll simply close these lids, glue it, and tape it shut, and we'll be finished. Okay, so here is the finished box with everything inside, and if we look in the top here, you can see that everything is in here: frame, two wheels, racks, fenders, saddle, water bottles, all the extra parts and pieces, handlebars, water bottle cages, etc., etc. It's all in here. The only thing left to do now is to close the top. So we just simply close this like this. Dun, dun, dun. This comes over here. The disc brake rotors are on the side so they don't get bent. I tape this shut, and we will be finished and ready to go to France.